Okay. Yesterday I kind of told the one I only was trying to take what was in the cart corral, which was only like 7 shopping carts. So I was walking, I was in back of vehicles, and mind you, this is what Walmart management told me years ago was not to stop in back of parked vehicles. Don't even leave any carts or the cart machine back of parked vehicles because they said, well, you don't know if someone's sitting in there and they're all of a sudden wanting to back up because if you leave anything and you're in back of them, they'll go inside, they'll complain, and then management will tell you to move anyway. The load, but and then the customer yells at me because I couldn't take her cart, and I'm like, and she was scolding at me and acting all mad, and I'm sitting there all sore and being a retail worker, that wasn't right what she did either. And she looked at me and she said, I asked you a question. Why can't you take my cart? And she said snobby at me, yelling. And I'm like, oh, great. Now I don't feel like I want to be here at work anymore. And I had how many hours left of work, you know. And I said, I can't handle any more than what I have. And she acted all snobby about it. And I'm like, the guys that are pushing carts out here are younger than me. They can push more carts than I can. I'm sorry that I got a bad shoulder and a bad knee. I can't help it. I ain't like I was when I was in my early 20s. Yeah. It's all, like I said, for part of the reasons, like, I need like a full-time job in retail, somewhere else, cause like I don't want to say to that customer, and she blew her truck right past me real loud. So is by the way you acted, if I find a new job at a different retailer and I can go stock on the sales floor full time, and that retailer feels sorry for me, and then they realize I am a real hard worker, and I've left and gave Menards a 2 week notice, that now you're gonna be wondering, once Menards has all these slackers, let's say, out there, you're gonna be wondering, well, where is that cart pusher lady? And then Menards will say, well, she's no longer with our company. She went somewhere else for a job. And, yeah. And then they'll be like, oh, okay. And then here the other company is so happy that they hired me, for example. And they're saying she's the hardest working employee we ever hired. And we're gonna make sure she stays here until the day she retires. We're gonna let her have an opportunity at being a supervisor, department manager. We're gonna allow her to be able to have some vacation time, since she hasn't really taken a vacation since 2014. Yeah. So when Walmart wrongfully fired me, I was full time. Because they weren't allowed to fire a shareholder, and I was a shareholder actually. So, right now I'm trying to fight to get that red flag removed right now by working with United for Respect. And this is the other thing too. A lot of customers now lately, they've been complaining about having to wear a mask in order to shop at Menards, and their kids had to wear a mask alongside, unless they are a little baby and they can't wear a mask, or if they're sitting inside a cart, basically. Um, but, and customers are now complaining because we are required to, I guess, sanitize all the shopping carts and rails. And they're saying it's ridiculous. They're calling us names and all that good stuff. And yeah, it ain't so pretty. And like I said, I don't want to come right out and say that to customers. And it's like, eventually I am gonna be, once I know if we can get a house or not soon, I'm probably going to be trying to get a different job at a different retailer full time where I don't have to cashier and I don't have to push carts or do carry outs anymore. So I'm just to the point where after all the customers at Menards bullying me, I'm like, this ends. I'm not gonna let Menards customers calling me names and all that stuff for me, just following rules and keeping myself so I'm not hurting myself. And there's times, yeah, I hurt myself because Menards just rushed us. Only one manager at Menards says to take it easy. Other ones, they want me to overdo it, and I can't really overdo it because they're always like, I really am gonna hurt myself quite a bit. Yeah. So I know, like, a lot of the customers, if they knew Menards asset protection told us, I think it's now been 2 years ago, they told us to say, we're not allowed to let any customers through the security gate or through them slide doors or on registers 9 through 12. The only one they can go through is if there's a cashier there waiting on customers. Otherwise, I guess how asset protection said, otherwise they'll accuse them of stealing. And I'm like, how can you accuse a customer of stealing if they go through there? I guess with the security gate, the only one that can go through there is if they're riding on an electric cart. Otherwise, they'll accuse them of stealing again. And they said, well, I don't know how they can, but they said, well, a customer can carry an empty package, hide it on them if they go through their dash, and they'll go swap that empty package for a full package and dash right out there. So it's just a theft issue, I guess, is what they said. But it's like, yeah, I should have taped that, but then there you go again, a lot of customers would get so uptight about it and upset. I tried telling one that before, and then Menards, like a snap of the finger, they changed their story. Just like that, you know. And I can't really do much on that, but, yeah, but the customers are refusing to wear a mask and they don't want to shop there right now. It's like, I don't blame you, but we don't know how long this is going to be for until Menards corporate tells our store manager that you don't have to make the customers wear masks to shop in here anymore. And we don't know when they'll say that for the employees even, because I have breathing troubles too. Only time will tell.